Welcome back. Thank you, Jake, so much for that update. Best of luck to all the local participants in the state track meet going on right now. Meanwhile, Norris has tied the game up at 3-all in the top of the fifth inning. Leading off is Quinn Waring for Lincoln Northwest, and a pitch outside by Beckett Lund makes it a 1-0 count. Waring is 0 for 2 in the game, flew out to second base, then flew out to left field. Those are his 2 times up to the plate. And he cracks one high in the air, and look at who it is. Brody Hoover at second base underneath and makes the catch. And for the third time in this game, Quinn Waring is flown out. But a good start here to lead off the top of the fifth inning for the Titans. Defensively, at least. 1 down after just 2 pitches for Beckett Lund, who came in to the game in the top of the fourth with 2 runners on and was able to get out with no damage done. This one's cracked straight to second base on a line and caught by Brody Hoover. Hoover can just stand there and make all the plays. He hasn't had to move very much, but he's made the first 2 outs. One on a pop-up in the infield and another one on a line drive in which he made the catch quite simply. 2 down already, and only 3 pitches have been thrown for Beckett Lund in this inning. That was Eric Grieser, by the way. He is now 0 for 3 in the game. Now it's Dylan Kotick, who's also 0 for 2. Flew out to Bryce Fountain his last time up at third base in foul territory. He struck out his first time up. 2 down and a 3-3 tie and a swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count. I want to mention that this game is brought to you by Western United Mutual Insurance Home Office in Wilbur, Match Express Food Shop and Oil at your Sinclair Gas and Diesel stations in Fairbury, Husker Rehab in Fairbury, Beatrice Lincoln in Nebraska City, and Star Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning of Fairbury. Well, quickly, we're going to get Dylan Kotick gets a talking to by a third base coach. And meanwhile, Logan Michael goes out to Beckett Lund and talks to him. It's just like a chess match at this point. Well, they're trying to do strategy. Let me go out and talk to my pitcher, and let me try to get something up with him as well. I mean, Michael might as well go talk to him if they're going to take time to talk amongst themselves. Here's the 1-1 pitch, up high for ball 2. 2-1. Up high and outside, I should say. 2 balls and a strike. Here to Dylan Kotick. 2-1. That is right on the outside edge of the strike zone to the righty Kotick, and it's 2-2. It'd be big if Lund can get out of this inning 1-2-3, something that we haven't seen by this Norris pitching staff since the third inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 3-3 tie. Top of the fifth inning. The pitch. Oh, he got him looking. Kotick goes down looking for the third out in a 1-2-3 inning for Beckett Lund. Remember the name. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. The game's all tied up at 3-3 between the Falcons of Lincoln Northwest and the Titans of Norris in the state baseball semifinal on All Red. Back to the NSA State Baseball Tournament here on All Red. This game's brought to you by Chapel Roofing in Fairbury, Riverside Chevrolet in Fairbury, Jefferson Community Health and Life in Fairbury, Members Owned Credit Union in Beatrice and Lincoln, and Titan Nutrition in downtown Hickman. Bottom of the fifth, 3-3. Let's go through a quick little scoring summary, and we'll start as we head to the top of the second inning, in which it was a 2-run RBI single from Tyler Aldridge, who was able to score Logan Scholes from third and Jacob Robeson from second, and was able to put Lincoln Northwest up 2-0 in the top of the second inning. No runs in the third. We head to the fourth. A solo home run by Sam Ramsey put Lincoln Northwest up 3-0. Meanwhile, though, Beckett Lund came into the game and clutched up. He left 2 stranded and gave up no more damage. Then it was a big bottom of the fourth inning for Norris, in which they got a 2-run RBI single for Alex Small, scoring 2 runs, Brody Hoover and John Hood. Meanwhile, Logan White scored on a wild pitch, tying the game at 3-3. Cale Fountain leads off the bottom of the fifth inning, and he hacks and misses at a first one, and it's 0-1. Fountain in the game has not had his game up to his standards. 0-2 for the game, grounded out to short and flew out to short. Shortstop has been the magnet of where Kel Fountain's hits have went, but this time he hits it opposite field into shallow right territory, and on the run once again is the second baseman Zayden Fry for the first out. And Fountain has not had the best game up to his standards. He is now 0 for 3, and there's 1 down on the bottom of the fifth. Here's Jordan Monroe, the lefty, coming up to bat now. He was walked in the first inning and reached second off the passed ball, but was stranded there, and he Grounded out to second base in the third inning. That's the last time he came up. First pitch swung on and missed by Monroe. There is action, by the way, in the Falcons bullpen. For the moment, though, Tyler Aldridge stays in the game. Well, Norris started the season with a shaky start, lost 2 of 3 games to open up the season. Since then, they've been really, really good. Curveball in there for a strike. It's 0-2, and I don't think Monroe's too happy about that one. He kind of had words for the umpire. I don't think they were criticizing him. I think he was just asking about the strike zone. 0-2 is the count. The pitch fouled off. Monroe swung and missed, but he barely got a piece of it. Still no balls and 2 strikes with 1 down. Like I said, Norris off to a shaky start this season. They lost 2 of 3 to begin the season to Bellevue West, then beat Beatrice, then lost to Seward. Since that game, they then only lost 3 games. Pitch outside makes it 1-2. In 24 games, Norris has now only lost 3 games in 24 since their 2-3 start. Grounded foul again towards the Lincoln Northwest bullpen, or dugout, I should say. Isn't that just incredible? I mean, the team started so shaky, so rocky, even though they made it to state last year. They made it to state for 13 straight seasons. But you know what Cale Fountain said when I was talking to him before the state tournament? He said, if this entire team plays in their specific role to perfection, this team is unbeatable. Here's the 1-2. And a high fly ball out into right field. This is backing up the right fielder, Dylan Kotick. It goes over his head and over the wall, but not gone. It hits the ground first, bounces over the wall. It's a ground rule double with 1 out for Jordan Monroe. And there's 1 down with a runner on second base, and Norris has the leading run on second in scoring position for Crew Moeller, who flew out to left field back in the first and was hit by a pitch in the fourth, where he was thrown out at the plate on a force play with the bases loaded in the 4th inning. Has a runner on second base now. He'll be looking to bring him home if he can. 1 out, 3-3 tie. Crew Moeller does call time. Crew Moeller started on the mound, batting .310 on the season, 26 hits. The key this time, though, is those 23 RBIs that he has, trying to make it 24. Grounds 1 straight to third. Past the diving glove of Eric Reeser at third. And staying put at third base is Jordan Monroe. It's a base hit for Moeller. And there's runners on the corners for Norris with 1 out. Reeser gave it all he got, dove on the ground and went right past him, but Grant Swanson had his head ready, head on a swivel, and ran right up to it. Did not allow Monroe to round third and come home. Bartholomew at first was waving him through, said, go, 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 go home, go home. Then Bartholomew quickly was put on the stop sign and said, wait, don't go, don't go. So, runners on the corners now. This could be risky, though. Logan White comes up to the plate, was walked once, scored a run, flew out to center in his first time up. 0 for 1 on the day, technically. Shows bunt, and a pitch goes inside past Jack Duvall, and scoring from third base to give Norris the lead is Jordan Monroe. Norris leads at 4-3. All of a sudden, this Norris offense has really gotten things going. Aldridge with a wild pitch scores Monroe. The second time Aldridge has scored a runner from a wild pitch in this game, and Norris is up 4-3 as Moeller advances to second base, and Logan White now has another runner in scoring position. Logan takes the pitch and fouled off into the stands, and an acrobatic play by one of the Lincoln Northwest fans to try and attempt to make the catch. Goes right by him, though. Logan White batting .345 on the team. Most of the Norris team, by the way, batting over 300. 20 hits on the year. Does have a homer. 8 RBIs. The pitch. Grounded straight to short. Picked up. And now we have a run. We have a run down between second and third. Throw to third. In time, Eric Reeser applies the tag on Crew Moeller. Moeller was going to take off for third. Quinn Waring, the shortstop, never threw it to first, and the tag is applied, and now Logan White makes it to first off a fielder's choice. but there's 2 outs. And now no runner in scoring position. We'll see, though, if Logan White ends up taking off and running. Here's Brody Hoover. A single back in the 4th and scored a run. 2 outs now in a 4-3 Norris lead. The pitch. Hoover cracks one straight into left field, and it gets down. Grant Swanson picks it up, and it's a base hit for Brody. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that how impressed Sean Bartholomew was at this kid. I mean, he did not play an ounce of varsity baseball last season. Comes in and plays varsity baseball, gets his first hit in the second game of the year against Beatrice, and since then, he said he's playing with a lot of confidence. It almost lit a fire in him, and he has 2 base hits in this game. So runners on first and second with 2 outs and a 4-3 Norris lead. Here's John Hood. Takes one down off the dirt. It gets right past Jack Duvall. And advancing are both runners. White goes to third, Hoover to second. Runners now on second and third with only 2 outs, I should say, off of another wild pitch by Tyler Aldridge. That is the 3rd of the game for Aldridge. And here comes Faulkner. I was actually literally about to say, how long will it take Faulkner to come out? Will he come out to calm down Aldridge? There was action in the Falcons bullpen, and that might be all she wrote for Aldridge. Let's see. That'll do it. Aldridge not happy with his performance. Walks back out, and he'll probably, let's see where he ends up playing. Let's see. So Aldridge is walking out like he's going to play shortstop again. So Aldridge will play short. And let's see who will be on the mound now. Okay, so Aldridge moves over from the pitcher position to short. Staying at second is Aiden Fryer. Eric Greaser is the one that will be pitching now from third base. And meanwhile, moving over from short to third base will be Quinn Waring. So another big defensive substitution for the Falcons. While we wait for the pitcher to warm up, we'll take a quick 30-second break on OLRED. Welcome back to the NSA State Baseball Tournament here on OLRED 99.5, brought to you by Need Financing for every machinery, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And Complete Insurance is proud to support the Norris Titans. New pitcher on the mound for the Falcons of Lincoln Northwest, currently in a little bit of a hole. They've given up 4 straight runs, and they trail 4-3 to the Titans. Eric Greaser, the senior, comes out on the mound, has 5 appearances this season, a 2-1 record, 5.68 ERA, has pitched 12 and a third, 10 hits allowed, 17 strikeouts off of 8 walks. This actually, wow, that's going to hit John Hood. John Hood hit by pitch on the first pitch from Eric Greaser. And that is not a good sign there for Faulkner, Coach Faulkner, who brings in a new pitcher, and immediately the bases are loaded for Norris. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and here is Bryce Fountain, the Husker, or the soon-to-be Husker, I should say. The first pitch to Fountain is high for ball 1. Now a walk would score a run and make it 5-3, but Fountain obviously would like to bring home a few runs here if he can. Bryce Fountain batting .311 on the season, 23 hits with 18 RBIs, and pops one up into foul territory. Logan Scholes is under it, and that is a big break for Lincoln Northwest. Bryce Fountain flies out to foul territory over to the first baseman for the 3rd out, and the bases are left loaded. But Norris has done the job, courtesy of a wild pitch scoring Jordan Monroe, and the Titans lead at 4-3 over the Falcons of Lincoln Northwest, heading to the top of the 6th inning. Titans 6 outs away from getting to the state championship game. Up next. Welcome back to the NSA State Baseball Tournament on OLRED. Beautiful, beautiful day in Omaha, yet the wind is blowing from right to left, not too hard, and we are live here from beautiful Tal Anderson Field, the home field of the University of Nebraska Omaha Mavericks. Currently, though, the semifinals of the state tournament. Norris leads at 4-3 over Lincoln Northwest at the top of the 6th inning. We head back to the top of the 4th inning as the leadoff man is Sam Ramsey. Ramsey hit a solo homer down the left field line to lead off the 4th inning and make it 3-0 Lincoln Northwest. Since then, Norris has scored 4 unanswered runs to take the lead. 6 outs away for the Titans from the state championship game. All they need to do is just win one single game, and they're into the title for the second straight season. Lincoln Northwest, meanwhile, cannot afford to lose a game because they've already lost one. This is a double elimination bracket, so you can't lose 2 games. Here's the first pitch from Beckett Lund, popped up into the concourse by Ramsey. Like I said, though, double elimination bracket, so you can't lose 2 games. It's kind of like the College World Series, which will be right here in Omaha in just about a month. So you can't lose 2 games, and Lincoln Northwest has already lost 1 to Norris. Norris has not lost any. Pitch inside for ball 1, 1-1 count. Beckett Lund, like I said, still in the game. 2 strikeouts so far for him. Made it through the last inning, 1, 2, 3 through the order. Here's the 1-1. Swung on a miss. Great pitch from Lund. And Ramsey is down to a ball and 2 strikes in the count with no outs. Ramsey's 1 for 1 in this game, was walked in the second, was thrown out at home on a force play with the bases loaded, and then solo homer in the 4th. 1-2, the pitch. Ooh, wow, that one definitely got away from Lund. Way outside, never curved back in, and went past Logan Michael, the catcher. Luckily, nobody on base for the Falcons. This game has been quite the back and forth affair. Here's the 2-2. High pop-up. This one looks like it's going to get into the stands, unless the wind pushes it back in the play of field, or the field of play, and Logan Michael, the catcher, makes the catch. Wow, it looked like it really was going in the stands, and the wind blowing kind of from right to left, but kind of into the outfield as well, pushed the ball back behind home plate, and it was caught by Logan Michael for the first out. So there's 1 down. Logan Scholes comes up to bat, 1 for 1 in this game, walked and scored a run in the second, then singled in the 4th. And the righty takes the first pitch outside for ball 1 from Beckett Lund, who has been playing excellently. And I'm sure that Norris would like to just use him for the remainder of the game if they can. Maybe bring in 1 more guy and get through this game to the state championship game with another day of rest, which they got yesterday. Lincoln Northwest had to play yesterday against Waverly. Norris did not have to play yesterday. So Lincoln Northwest has essentially had to play now pretty much at this point 4 games in 5 days. Norris has only had to play 2 in 5. There's a pitch right down the chute for a strike. By the way, the last pitch was a ball, so it's 2 balls and a strike. If Lincoln Northwest wins this game, they'll have to play 6 games in 5 days. Or excuse me, that would be 5 games in 5 days, excuse me. Pitch up high makes it a 3-1 hitters count here for Scholes. Cannot sit here, though, and not be impressed by the run of the Falcons. The 8th seed, nobody expected them to make it. They had to pull off some huge upsets in the district finals to make it here. So this one's fouled off the back of the net. 3-2 is the count. Pulled off some huge upsets over Waverly and Plattsmouth in the district finals. Even though they lost to Norris on Saturday, they probably weren't expected to make it very far besides the first elimination game, but they upset Beatrice 3-2 on Monday, then upset Waverly yesterday 3-0. And now they're here. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Rung him up and sat him down. As Beckett Lund gets a huge strikeout. Every time that Beckett Lund has gotten a strikeout, he's yelled into his glove. You can see how much it means to him. And there's 2 down with nobody on here in this 6th inning for the Falcons. And here is Jacob Robeson, 2 for 2 in the game with 2 singles and scored a run back in the second. First pitch inside, ball 1 to the righty, Robeson. Robinson also competes for the bowling team for Lincoln Northwest, too. He'll do that during the winter months. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, and it's 1-1. Robeson used to play for Lincoln North Star before transferring to Lincoln Northwest. Remember, Lincoln Northwest is only in its 2nd year ever as a program, so it's quite impressive what they've been able to do in making it to the state tournament, only their 2nd year ever. Here's the 1-1, and just a tad outside, 2-1, and the Norris fans below me very upset about that call. They think it should have been a strike. It's funny, though, because Norris made it to state. They were created as a school district in 1964. They made it to state back-to-back years in 67 and 68, so they made it within their first 3 years as a program. Here's the 2-1, ground ball straight to the first base bag, but foul, and it's 2-2. Thank you for joining us in Old Red. Top of the 6th inning, 2 outs, nobody on, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 4-3, Norris leads it over Lincoln Northwest. All the Titans need to do is just win 1 game today, and they would go to the state championship game Friday afternoon, which would be played at Werner Park at 3:30 p.m. Lincoln Northwest, meanwhile, has a little bit of a tougher task. They need to beat Norris twice in back-to-back games to advance to the state championship game. That's how Norris gets eliminated today. They would have to lose 2 games back-to-back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And just a tad up high. Full count here to Robeson with Zayden Fry on deck, the starting pitcher for Lincoln Northwest, who was taken out back in the 4th inning. If Norris loses this game, a game would be right after to follow here on Old Red. Pitch inside and in the dirt for ball 4. And it's not another back-to-back 1-2-3 inning for Lund. He's going to have to deal with a runner on first base now. And here's Zayden Fry. Now Lund needs to. Now this is a big at bat here because yes, there's only 1 runner on, but also if you walk or allow a base hit here to Fry, you'd have 2 runners on at that point. With Tyler Aldridge coming up to the plate, who is 2 for 3 in the game, he hit a 2-run RBI single earlier. First pitch down low to the righty, Fry for ball 1. But like I said, if Norris loses this game, there would be a game 30 minutes to follow this one, again between the Falcons and the Titans, an elimination game. They check on Robeson at first. He's back in there safely. So obviously Norris doesn't want to. Oh, are they calling a balk here? Oh, they are calling a balk. Wow. So this is going to get this is really interesting now. The tying run is on second base. Here we go. Sean Bartholomew is coming out to talk with the third base umpire. Because here's the thing, Beckett Lund threw the ball to first base. I never saw him take his back foot off the mound. He threw the ball to first base to check on the runner, and everything was okay. Second base umpire, first base umpire, home plate umpire. Everybody was just expecting the next pitch to come in. The third base umpire walks all the way to the middle of the diamond to signal a balk. Sean Bartholomew came out to talk. He didn't like the call, but there's nothing he can do about it. He has to walk right back in. And now, because of the balk, there's a runner on second base here for the Falcons. This is going to get very tricky now. Tying run is on second, the 1-0. Ground ball over the head, straight to shortstop. Picked up by Cale Fountain. Throw to first. Got him! Cale Fountain. Go Tigers. Gets the third out in a big play, and Norris keeps a runner stranded on second base and keeps the lead 4-3. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Norris up 4-3 over Lincoln Northwest, just 3 outs away from the state title game on Friday afternoon. We'll be back after this on Old Red. Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning. A beautiful Wednesday early afternoon here in Omaha, Nebraska at the University of Nebraska in Omaha. Their baseball field and Tal Anderson Field. It was a great end to the top of the 6th inning. It was a walk for Jacob Robeson of Lincoln Northwest with 2 outs, then a balk, a walk being with the W, a balk being with a B in back-to-back pitches. It was a balk by Lund on the mound, and that advanced the runner to second base. He was in scoring position, but it was a big play by Cale Fountain at short. It was a tough play because the ball hopped twice, and it stayed up in the air for a while, so Fountain had to wait for it. He still made the throw to his brother Bryce for the third out. We begin the bottom of the 6th inning with Cale Fountain, this actually looks like it's going to be Alex Small. I apologize. So Alex Small will lead things off. Took a ball down low, takes a strike right at the knees, and it's a ball and a strike. It'll be Alex Small, Logan Michael, and Cale Fountain. Those will be at least the 3 batters coming up for Norris. Takes one just a tad outside, 2-1. Now Norris would want to get some insurance runs here. They led Waverly in the bottom of the 6th, the top of the 7th, because they were the virtual away team in that game. They led them by 6 runs. Pitch up high, makes it a 3-1 count here to Small. Then Norris was able to get an insurance run to put themselves up by 7 runs, 13-6 in the top of the 7th, and put the game out of reach for the Vikings back on Monday. 3-1 hitters count for Small. The pitch, Small, cracks one into shallow left field, and this is going to be easily caught by Grant Swanson for the first out. Coming into that at-bat, Small was 1 for 1. Now he's 1 for 2. He drew a walk back in the third, got a 2-run RBI single in the fourth. Now flies out to left here in the sixth. All right, here's the lefty Logan Michael. 0 for 2 in the game. Flew out to left in the first, grounded out to second base. Or actually, he grounded out to second, in the fourth. Hit by a pitch in the third inning is the only time he's been on base, and takes a ball outside for a 1-0 count. Just want to mention for all of you waiting for a state track update, we will have a state track update heading into the top of the seventh inning. So after this half inning, we'll have that state track update for you for all the local participants here in southeast Nebraska. Pitch down low makes it 2 balls and no strikes here to Michael. Cale Fountain on deck. Great pitch, a little above the knees there from Eric Greaser, who's still on the mound. 2-1 is the count. Greaser coming from third base to the mound. Quinn Waring moved from short to third. Here's the pitch. Ground ball straight back up the middle and through the gap, right past second base, and the diving attempt by Tyler Aldridge wasn't good enough. It's a base hit for Logan Michael with 1 out here in the sixth. So Cale Fountain comes up. Logan Michael is on, and just like what happened in the third inning when Michael was hit by a pitch, Kyson Gaina will come in to pinch run for him. So Gaina's back in. He'll run for him. Let's see if he takes off and tries to steal a base here. He did steal a base back in the third. Fountain digs into the plate. The pitch. Just a tad down low for ball one. And Jack Duvall even had trouble with that one. That's been the problem for Lincoln Northwest in this game. They've had a lot of pass balls, a lot of wild pitches. They've advanced the Norris runners a lot. Still 4-3 in the bottom of the sixth. 1 down, runner on first. 1-0 count to Cale Fountain. From Eric Greaser, the pitch. Fountain skies one up into left center in the alley. And coming over was Grant Swanson to make his second catch of the inning for the second out. So Fountain is now 0 for 4 in this game. Not usually what you see out of this guy. But he'll be hoping he can have a chance to play on Friday in the championship game, bring his team a state title. Here's Jordan Monroe coming up to bat. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Drew a walk in the first, grounded out to second in the fourth, and he grounds to the shortstop, Tyler Aldridge, who makes the play across the diamond. The throw is wide, but the tag is applied by the first baseman, Logan Scholes, for the third out. So it's a ground out to shortstop here for Jordan Monroe. We are going to have quite the top of the seventh inning. Norris 3 outs away from the state title game on Friday. Lincoln Northwest down by 1. 4-3. We'll be back for the top of the seventh after this on All Red.